It's time for the Roundball Roundup Lake Area Basketball Show. And now your hosts, William Holtz and Ron Dugan.
Welcome, folks. It's the Christmas edition of the Roundball Roundup Lake Area Basketball Show. I'm William Holtz, joined by my colorful co-host, Ron Dugan. Ron, what's going on, man?
Hey, man, I'm just upset that I didn't wear my Santa Claus hat. You know, I kind of missed out on that today.
Well, I should have communicated better that we were going the festive route. I just anticipated you would arrive in full regalia.
Well, unfortunately, I had some commitments up in Kansas City today
Right.
Came straight here. So didn't have time to change. Sorry about that, but we'll work on the New Year's deal.
All right, well, we will let you slide this time. You are here and, well, almost on time, so we'll get right into it. I'll tell you, it's been a great start for Lake Area basketball. All of our teams above 500, and it's about all you could ask for.
It really is, and you just didn't know what to expect from some of these teams, and you know they're doing pretty well. So yeah, it should be good going into the conference schedule.
And we're super excited because to end the calendar year, this is our last show of 2016. We won't be doing a show next week, and then we'll start right back up January 4th from Osage High School for our Osage segment. And so we got a lot to pack into today's show, Ron. We're going to have a couple of player spotlights from our Camdenton programs. We got Tegan Shockley with the girls team. Of course, she hit a big shot this week.
Yeah, she did. A little past half court. It was nice.
It was good, and you guys are going to have an opportunity to see that. So stay tuned. Later in the show, we'll show you that. And then, of course, we're going to have Hunter Glynn, his 7 fourth quarter points against Osage and that big win. And so a couple of stars coming on today.
Yeah, Hunter's, I've watched him since he was little, and he's been fun to watch and fun to watch develop, you know, and turn into quite the ball player. So.
Yeah, it's been great because between him and Lumley, you know, you're going to get a lot of scoring from Decker, and these two really do complement him, and they do so in a great way and in a fun way to watch, too.
Yeah, it really is, and those are kids that need to step up and help Dylan, you know, kind of shed some of the points around, and they do a good job with that. They handle themselves real well on the court. Yeah,
so Camdenton, good week for them. We're going to talk about those two programs later on in the show, but now let's shift our focus to the Osage Indians, and really a quiet week for both teams. Only one game played by the guys' team. That was Tuesday night at Camdenton. The girls' team, they remain at 6-1, and they're going to find themselves down at the Hallsville Conference Tournament. Hallsville gets to play host to the Tri-County Conference Tourney this year, and believe it or not, the Osage girls, they get the 3 seed, and they will play Hallsville in the opening round of that tournament. That's going to take place 12:30, the 30th this year, at 4 p.m., and then win or lose, doesn't really matter. They're going to play January 4th at 7:30. Now, the guys' side, obviously, we talked about their big game at Camdenton Tuesday night. What a ball game that was, Ron.
It really was, and kind of a heartbreaker for Osage. You know, they were down in the fourth quarter and you know, got a turnover, hit a shot, hit a couple free throws, and got a turnover, hit a 3, tied the game up. You know, you're kind of thinking, well, this is going to go overtime. And, you know, as a Camdenton fan, you're hoping it doesn't.
Right.
Because Osage just got the momentum.
Yeah.
You know, for Osage fans, you know, you're hoping that, you know they're going to go to Decker. You're hoping he misses a shot because you do have a lot of momentum. And I'll tell you what, you know, the Wheeler kid really stepped up, stroked the ball really well in the fourth quarter. And, you know, he was tough to guard, and he kept stepping further out and hitting those shots. So he was quite a player there in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you talked about his, you know, his resurgence in the fourth quarter, Ron, and it's so good that to the tune of 14 of his 18 points scored in the fourth quarter. He went 3 of 3 from deep, and he really was what gave the Indians an opportunity late.
Yeah, you know, probably from his perspective, it's too bad he didn't start shooting a little bit earlier.
Right.
You know, you know, there wasn't a lot of scoring in the first half and actually the first 3 quarters, but boy, he got going there in the fourth quarter, and you know, had he done something like that earlier in the game, it might have been a different outcome.
Now, Ron, I haven't got an opportunity to watch a lot of Osage guys' games this year. They came in with the 6-1 record, and you know, we both got to see them last night. I'll tell you one thing that really does impress me is they're very, very thorough and very, very fundamentally sound with their offensive set.
Yeah, they are, and you know, their offensive set, it takes a while, you know, to develop, and you know, but they get some good looks off of it. You know, they had a hard time scoring early, but they were getting good looks.
Yeah.
And of course, both teams were having a hard time scoring early, and but you know, they're very fundamentally sound, play really solid defense. You know, it just some nights of balls just start going in the hoops, and that was kind of the difference for them last night.
Yeah, and you're a basketball coach. You've had lots of experience, and you have nights like that as a team or as a program when you really play well, you play hard, shots just aren't falling. And as a coach, you say, okay, we throw this one out, the shots will come around. But if you're Osage, like you said, you have to like the effort. I mean, the defensive effort on the perimeter, putting a body on the guys for Camdenton and fighting for rebounds, I was actually fairly impressed.
Yeah, and it's all about, offensively, it's all about getting the looks, and,
right.
And as a coach, that's what you want. You want to make sure that we're getting the shots that we want to take. Yeah. And if they don't fall in, they don't fall in. But that's what you're looking at. It's one thing if you're just not able to execute your offense and not able to get those shots, but they are. And so, they're going to do well as long as they continue running their offense the way they do.
Yeah, and a big play in the game that we would be remiss if we didn't mention was right before the end of that first quarter. I think Camden had like a 5 or 6 point lead. It was a missed shot. And it was the sophomore, Dalton Dupay, who I would love to tell you, but I think you'd rather watch it. Just take a look. So, boy, Ron, I'll tell you what a shot that was.
It was a great shot, and just a few days earlier we saw Tegan hit almost exactly the same shot. So
well, don't ruin it. We're going to show that later.
Yeah, there must be something about that place on the floor, so maybe we ought to talk to all the boys about taking that at the end of the game.
And then also that particular spot, since you mentioned it, that is the exact spot on the floor that Bobo hit his shot at the opposite basket of last year. So there has got to be something special about that spot on the floor at Camden.
I think they practice it every day, actually.
You would think so. And as we said, what a game. And Decker, he had 25 points up till this point in the game, and we are going to show you the clip later. He ends up hitting a big game winner. They win 50-48. They go above 500. And Osage now 6-2, but you take that. 6-2 heading into the conference tournament for the Indians. They also, Hallsville plays host to the guys' side of the Tri-County Conference Tournament. Guys, they are in the 4 seed, and they are actually going to play California. California gets the 5 seed, and then win or lose for the Indians, they're going to play January 4th at 6 p.m. So at 6-2, you got a lot to look forward to. Of course, and going into the Christmas break, that one hurts a little more than normal. Well,
yeah, but you're playing a pretty big school in Camdenton, and you did a lot of things right in that game, and you can take a lot of good things away from it. So, I don't think they'll lose any confidence after losing a buzzer beater to Camdenton. Yeah. So, I think they'll go in with a lot of confidence, and I look for them to knock off California early and get in the winner's bracket and do well.
Yeah, exciting thing. Both of our Osage programs combined, Ron, 13-3 so far, 12-3 so far this year, and both lots of things still working in their favor. So we'll come back on the Roundball Roundup. We will talk Camdenton girls and guys programs. We'll talk with Tegan, Shockley, Hunter, Glynn, that and much more after this on the Roundball Roundup.
Your vehicle, it's part of who you are. It's your partner in weekday traffic and your passport to weekend fun. It's your sometimes office and your all-the-time concert hall. For all your vehicle is to you, isn't it time you did something for it too? Introducing the Quick Car Monthly Unlimited Wash Club. For only $20 a month, wash your car as often as you want. Enjoy significant savings and never worry if it's going to rain or not. Join the Wash Club today. Quick Car. Quick, easy, and professional every time.
At Lake Regional Sports Medicine, keeping athletes in top condition is not just a job, it's our passion. Our athletic trainers work in the schools to keep student athletes safe and healthy. Our team of board-certified orthopedic surgeons have the expertise to get you over the pain and back in the game. And we offer 5 area locations for physical therapy to help you regain your competitive edge.
Lake Regional Sports Medicine, here for you.
Polylift boat lifts.
Your boat is a major investment. Make sure it sits on a Polylift.
When you need a boat lift to raise your boat out of the water, choose the one voted best boat lift at the lake. Choose Polylift. Any size, built with the best quality construction, a lifetime warranty on the tanks, and the service to stand behind it. We don't just build boat lifts, we build Polylifts.
We don't just build boat lifts, we build Polylifts.
Meet Walt, our local Hy-Vee pharmacist. He's highly trained to counsel, support, and care for your chronic and complex medical needs. Hy-Vee Pharmacy Solutions is your complete source for specialized pharmacy services. Meet Amy, our local Hy-Vee dietitian. She's our most credible source of food and nutrition information. She's your go-to for shopping tours that focus on your diet needs. You can even take a biometric screening on site. At Hy-Vee and Osage Beach, our health experts can't wait to meet you.
Welcome back, my friends. Ron Dugan, William Holtz, the Roundball Roundup Lake Area Basketball Show. Ron, and let's move our focus to the Camdenton girls team. What a start they've had.
They really have, and we were fortunate to have some home games this week, and got to see them up close and personal. And I'm telling you what, we knew they were going to get after it, but they absolutely get after it. Sometimes to their detriment. In the game against Osage, they got in a lot of foul trouble early. And it really cost them. But then they come back and play Battle. And Battle was huge and fast. And I'll tell you what, we did a great job of blocking out. And our press was amazing against them. And as quick as Battle was, we did a fantastic job of getting touches on the ball and causing turnovers. And you were talking earlier about that shot, right before halftime there. And Battle's, they're working for the last shot. And we get a little touch on the ball and passes out to Tegan, and then, she makes an amazing shot.
Just let them watch it. Go on, check this out. So I am almost at a loss for words because they already saw the Dalton DePay shot earlier in the show. Now you see this one, which took place last Thursday, the DePay shot Tuesday night. So Tegan's shot was first, so she actually gets more credit than Dalton should, but that ended up, because at the point of that shot, Ron, that was a 14-point lead for Camdenton. They were really, really, really taking it to Battle. It didn't seem like that 3 points was really going to be a huge difference maker, but they ended up winning by 2, and it ends up being the game-winning basket.
Yeah, it does. And, the thing is, you knew Battle they were going to come back.
Yeah.
You knew they were too big and too quick and too strong, not to just pound the ball inside. And they had some amazing athletes inside. Not only were they big, but they could play.
Yeah.
And they could get to the hole. But, Camdenton, every run that they made at us, Camdenton just kind of held their own and kept doing what they do best and kept the pressure on and causing turnovers. And you would look up and you would think that the game would be tied or Battle would be ahead, and Camdenton had a 3 or 4 point lead.
Right.
And it just kept that way. Every time Battle made a run, Camdenton just withstood the run. And then got a couple buckets and took the lead again. And, came down to the very end. It was just a great game. And that's going to go a long way for the girls, know that they can win that kind of a game.
Yeah, certainly.
Under a team that's that large and that quick. And so, Camdenton's got to come away feeling really good after that win.
Yeah, and you talk with Coach Stacy Caffey, and you never like to throw out, bad stats or facts about your teams. But the fact is, they turned the ball over 30 times against Battle, and we're still able to win. And so Coach Caffey and I were talking, and you look at the 30 turnovers, and yes, that's a negative thing. But what's going to happen when you play a team that's athletic, that quick, and the game is moving that fast? There were times in the game where there would be 5 or 6 turnovers in less than a minute's time. The 30 turnovers is a big stat, but then you look at the other side and they forced 27. Yeah. Doesn't end up being that big of a number.
Right. It really was because of the pressure on both ends.
Yeah.
And there's some really athletic girls out there on the floor from both teams, and like you said, to withstand that kind of turnover and still win the game, is quite a compliment to what they were doing offensively also, and just the way they blocked out and the way they rebounded against those girls. The way Camdenton did, was a real tribute to what they've been doing, the work on the inside, and that really paid some dividends the other night.
Yeah, and when I got to the game Thursday night against Battle, I have a family member that plays for Battle, and seeing those girls in person, when I was sitting there talking to my aunt and uncle, I was like, man, you guys are athletic, you're big. I was thinking, how are we going to rebound against these girls? Because you take Coley, who's naturally a 2 or a 3 guard, and she plays out of position at the 5 because she's the only size you can really put out there. I was thinking, man, we really are going to get out-rebounded tonight, but you alluded to it, partner. You said we put a body on them, we did a great job boxing out, and it was girls like Tegan, Shockley, Blair Kurtz, and even little Shelby Kurtz, who played way bigger than their physical stature would tell you. As a matter of fact, that and one that Shelby Kurtz got at one point in time in the game. She got the rebound from a 6'4" girl, dribbles down the 6'4" girl, riding her all the way down the court with the lefty, throws it up, you get the foul. It goes in, and you think, what? 5'5" Shelby Kurtz just scored an and one over a 6'4" future Division I athlete. Makes you excited.
But it just shows what you can do if you're fundamentally sound.
That's
too.
right.
You know, and if you know have good footwork and you know where to put your body on them and know how to handle yourself and handle the ball under pressure. And you know, you can do some great things out there, and you don't have to be 6'3" to do that.
Right.
And we certainly showed that the other night. And really, those girls did a great job of denying the pass into the post. When their post players got the ball around the elbow around the free throw line, they scored. But we did a great job of keeping them from receiving the ball, and that's the key when you're playing against girls that are that much bigger. If you allow them to post up on you down on the blocks, they're going to score every time or get a foul.
You just want to deny it.
And you absolutely. And so they're getting a little touch on the ball every time it's passed in there, and when that happens, you know, then those girls aren't catching the ball and they're not scoring. So that's the key to it, and we did a great job with that.
And one other fact I want to touch on in that big W, 3 charges taken by the Camdenton Lady Lakers. Those become big, not just because it's a turnover and you get the ball back. 2 of the 3 charges, the basket fell, is waived.
Right.
So that's great coaching, great fundamentals. You end up getting the win.
Says a lot about the girls to stand there and take it too,
Yeah.
because you won't see a lot of girls that will take those charges,
Especially against those big kids.
Absolutely, and Camdenton, really, Coach Caffey does a great job of making sure that her girls are tough to be able to do that.
Yeah, and Ron, such a big win because we touched on the importance of, you know, overcoming the turnover battle. But let's look at this in another light. So that game that could go either way, forget the turnovers. Let's say you do lose that game and you fall to 5-3 instead of improve to 5-2. That's a big difference. To get that win, it's non-conference, it's, you know, not in the playoffs, so you don't think it's that big. I'll tell you, going into the break prior to the Hillcrest game, that's a big W.
It is a big, and they needed it, especially after the game against Osage. You know, we turned the ball over, I don't know how many times.
Just a bad game.
Shot horribly. You know, I mean, we just had a bad night. You know, Osage shoots 25 more free throws than we shoot. We were in foul trouble the whole game. Just looked out of sorts because we had so many kids in foul trouble. And so to come back from that performance and have a game against Battle the way they did really shows a lot of character with these girls. And it will, as you said, pay off big dividends down the road.
So they improve to 5-2. They get right back at it. They get Hillcrest Monday night. They win 72-39 in a game. Hillcrest just couldn't stay with our girls. Meyer, a huge game, career high for her, 20 points, 4 assists, 4 steals, and 3 rebounds. Coley Rez, she throws in 16 points, 8 rebounds. And this is a cool stat that not a lot of teams keep, 8 deflections, meaning you're being very active. So 6-2, and our girls, they get go down and they get to play. I don't know if you're exactly excited about it, but 3-seed Ozark at that pink and white tournament.
Ozark's a good team. You know, they won that tournament down in Arkansas, and you know they're pretty solid. So the committee didn't do us any favors with not seeding us in that tournament. But you know what? Nobody, like we talked about in the first show, nobody expected much, you know, from us, and we lost so many seniors. And you know, they'll just go down there and, you know, show them what we got and knock off Ozark and prove everybody wrong. So
well, a chance to. That game, of course, December 27th at 9 p.m. against Ozark at the Drury campus. Wonderful opportunity to play in that big gym. And then win or lose, my friends, if you want to go see them play the next day, the 28th, they're going to play at 2 p.m. Win or lose, like we said. So go support your girls. We're going to take a short commercial break. We'll be right back after this, and we will talk about a very good week for the Camdenton men's programs. That and much more after this.
Your boat. It's part of who you are. It's all about enjoying the lake on the weekend and having fun with friends and family. For all your boat is to you, isn't it time you did something for it too? You can with Quick Car Dockside Boat Cleaning. Quick Car will come to your dock and clean your boat from bow to stern, so you'll spend more time enjoying your boat, not cleaning it. Quick Car Dockside Boat Cleaning. Quick, easy, and professional every time. 2 blocks from Hy-Vee and Osage Beach.
The Funky Buffalo Brew House and Trading Company is home to the Roundball Roundup Camdenton Lakers basketball show. And it's home to the lake's best coffee, scones, and handcrafted sandwiches. Come see what all the talk is about and enjoy the beautiful tucked away in the woods setting. While deciding from our irresistible lineup of drinks and treats, you'll also notice some of the most breathtaking art from local artists plastered all over our walls. The Funky Buffalo Brew House and Trading Company, taking pride in being much more than your normal coffee shop.
And we are back on the Roundball Roundup Lake Area Basketball Show. And Ron, Camdenton Lakers men's team entered Tuesday night's game against the Osage Indians 3-3, and they get a big W.
They did. A great game between some really close rivals here in town, and what can you say about Dylan Decker? He had a great game and hit a big shot there at the end, and wasn't a great shooting night on both ends, but. It's one of those games where you kind of persevere and get a W and go on down the road.
Yeah, and it was a tough start to the year maybe for the guys. Ended up getting back to 500 at 3-3. Now you climb over that hump with the big win against Osage. But I want to talk about, you talked on Dylan Decker at a big game, but a guy that I've just been so impressed with, and you'll hear me probably touch on it all year, is Isaiah Lumley's just been awesome in the role he's played.
He's been up until last night's game, he's been playing a little JV also, just to get more minutes. He didn't play last year. And so, they've had him playing both JV and varsity. You can get up to 6 quarters a night. And so, but they didn't do that last night. So obviously, the coaches are showing, more confidence in him as a player by only having him play varsity. But, he's stepping up more and more each week, doing a great job, has proven himself to be one of the top players on varsity. And he did it again last night, handled himself really well, handled the ball well, makes good passes, good decisions out there, doesn't take bad shots. And, he just is a solid player, and he just is getting better and better each week.
And I will say, I really do feel like as the season progresses, you're going to see Isaiah Lumley transform to more of a facilitator and role player, to more of an assassin's mentality and score the basketball, because I see that in him, and I'll see these flashes of brilliance where he'll beat a kid off the dribble and just take it to the rack, and he'll make these basketball moves that you really can't coach. They just come naturally, and you know what I'm talking about.
Well, we've talked about that before. We're going to have some other kids that step up and score. And B scores. It can't just be Dylan. It can't be just Hunter. We've got to have a couple more kids to step up and score. And he is showing little flashes, like you said, of that. Last night he had a 2 or 3 possessions in a row where they were double teaming Decker, and he took the ball to the rack and pulled up and hit a shot about 10 feet out, and he was really solid in doing it. Handled himself really well in that environment. I thought he did a really good job last night.
Yeah, certainly did, Ron, and it led to an opportunity. It was late 48-48. We talked about the game winner, but 14 seconds left. I want you guys to pay attention on this clip. It took a little bit longer to get Decker the ball, but a really nice job by Hunter Glynn. He does get it, and of course, we all know what happens. Enjoy. And as soon as that ball left Dylan Decker's hands, I think everyone in the house knew it, but he certainly knew it.
Yeah, everybody knew. He had a hot hand all night. He wasn't missing those kind of shots. They were really putting a lot of pressure on him in the fourth quarter, so he was actually having to fade away a little bit on his shots just to make sure he could get them off, and he was still hitting them, and so, he wanted the ball. Coach, everybody wanted him to get the ball. I thought, they did a really good job. They ran off the first, they had 50-some seconds left when they got the ball. Ran off about 40 seconds, called timeout, set up the play. Hunter Glynn did a great job of kind of decoying his man, starting like he was going to take it to the hole. Dylan comes off the screen, hits him, fade away, it's in, Lakers win.
Place goes crazy.
Place went crazy, yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, and it's such a big-time shot because, like you said, if we do happen to go into overtime, I think that, the momentum is in Osage's favor on that run. But, Ron, one thing, we touched on Zach Wheeler earlier, 14 of his 18 in the fourth quarter. But let's touch on again the fact that Hunter Glynn, 7 of his 9 were in the fourth quarter. I know Dylan Decker gets a lot of attention because, 27 points in the game winner. But those 7 points in the fourth quarter are really what kept Camdenton around when Osage made that surge.
Well, I'm telling you what, he hit a huge 3 from the corner that, and it was right after Osage had hit a 3, and I think Wheeler was one of the ones that hit that 3. And we needed, or Camdenton needed, a shot like that. Yeah. And Hunter, he got it in the corner and stroked it like he can do, and it was a big shot from him. And like I said, 7 of his 9 in the fourth quarter, and he did a good job because they were really double teaming Dylan, and somebody else needed to score, and Hunter did that.
Yeah, and we were at the game last night. Of course, you saw the highlights, and I got an opportunity to give Dylan an opportunity to just take us through that play. And so now, Dylan Decker's own words on what last night's game was like for him.
So, man, just getting everything out of my mind. You know what I mean? Missed shots earlier in the game, can't think about it, just got to go out there. I knew it was probably going to be a fader. I knew they were going to double team me, so just prepared for that. Wasn't shocked when it happened, but it didn't make me score.
Talking to a man that has already had a 40-point game this year, and on the night he dropped 25 points, the game winner. Where does this rank in the Dylan Decker repertoire of games in your career?
Man, just another fun game. We go out there playing basketball with my buddies, and that's the most important thing. Nobody's going to remember who scored the most points or got the most rebounds. It's just the memories and the quotes and friends, and that's the most important.
So, I mean, obviously, his little brother, and you see these goofball. You got to see Hunter come and photobomb the video. They have fun playing it, and they love what they do, but big-time shot, Ron. They're back above 500 at 4-3, and I'll tell you, what an opportunity for the guys. They're going to have an opportunity. They go down to the blue and gold tournament, get to play at JQH Arena, and they get Bolivar on the 26th of December, day after Christmas at 6:30.
Bolivar, defending champion of the blue and gold tournament last year, and they're pretty good. Again, the seeding committee just doesn't like Camdenton, we've decided. So, they gave us kind of a rough seed, and they typically do every year, and you just got to, overcome it. But, it's going to be a tough task with Bolivar. If the boys play like they can play and hit some outside shots, and Dylan can get to the hole like he's been doing, you just never know what can happen. But they're going to play, they play at 8 o'clock. They play at 6:30 and on Monday, and then win or lose, they're going to play at 8 o'clock on Tuesday.
So get down to Springfield if you have an opportunity, guys and girls playing real close to each other, catch a couple of games, do some shopping, and Ron and I are going to try to get down and enjoy some basketball. So the guys, like we said, above 500, 4-3, going down to the big tournament in Springfield. Obviously, a lot to still be seen over the break. Ron, we got just a couple more things. We're going to have Tegan Shockley come on the show. We're going to have Hunter Glynn come on the show, and then, of course, we'll say goodbye. And that and probably much more after this.
Sounds good.
As a local businesswoman and mom of 2, life can be very busy. So having my groceries delivered makes life so much more convenient. They deliver it to my door without me ever having to leave the house.
At Hy-Vee, we love our moms so much that we'll do the grocery shopping for you. Pre-order your list from home with Hy-Vee's Aisles Online. Our personal shopper handpicks produce and selects the best for you. You can even select your preferred ripeness of your produce. Try Hy-Vee's Aisles Online today.
Welcome to Alternative Remedies Plus, natural remedies for your mind, body, and soul. If your body is out of balance, our BioMeridian Stress Assessment can suggest supplements that can restore harmony physically and mentally using our own collection of herbs and supplements. We also offer an extensive selection of vitamins, herbs, sports nutrition, weight loss, and other supplements. Alternative Remedies Plus. Visit us today in our new location next to the Big Red Barn, just off the square in Camdenton.
Welcome back to the Roundball Roundup, and it is now time for our first player spotlight of the afternoon, and I'm joined by the woman of the week, Tegan Shockley. Tegan, what's going on?
Nothing much. Finals are done. It's finally Christmas break, so.
You are literally enjoying a sigh of relief right now. It's over. Didn't even have practice today, I understand. That is so uncharacteristic of a Coach Caffey team.
I know. No practice, and she said it last night, and we got done before 5. It's been a bless-up moment. Yeah,
no doubt. It almost feels like the calm before the storm, because I feel like something may be happening to you girls tomorrow.
Who knows? 2-hour practice. We'll see.
Can't be that bad. Well, all right, so big-time win Thursday night, obviously. Big one down at Hillcrest. You girls now 6-2, and I don't know, a lot of the girls on the team thought you girls were going to be good. But 6-2 is a better start than most people would say they had you girls at. How about you as a player? How good did you think you guys were going to be?
I I can see why people would doubt us just because we've lost our 4 seniors, but we just have a new quickness about us, and we still are meshing well together. So this was expected. Like, I didn't think we'd be having it like an average season.
Yeah, I mean, it's been good so far. 6-2, obviously. The couple of losses, you lost to Osage, and then earlier in the year at the tournament, the Elite 8 tournament, which is in
Arkansas.
Is it in Rogers, Arkansas? Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, Rogers always has a good team. They got you. And then, of course, Osage. But at 6-2, I feel like we've seen a good variety of opponents, and so we kind of know what direction this team is headed.
Yeah. I mean, we're on the fast track to keep on winning, so.
Right. And now you get the break, obviously. You get to celebrate Christmas and New Year's Eve. I know in between their big game down at in Springfield for the Pink and the White tournament.
Yes.
Talk about what that's like every year, getting to play in that tournament.
It's kind of nerve-wracking just going into this huge gymnasium, but it's always fun just to be able to go out and play. And sometimes we'll see these new teams, and I'm just excited to show everybody else what we can do.
Yeah, I mean, you guys kind of have an interesting team because after last year's team, you lose in the opening round of the district tournament to Waynesville, which was a big letdown, especially with the senior class. And everyone was worried, as you touched on, because you lose the 4 seniors. But, you and Blair come back, and then you have that group of 3, the Miller, the Meyer, and the Basham. And I'll tell you, you 5 together, you talked about it. Kind of a new pace, a new speed, a new tempo to this team. Mm-hmm. What would you credit that to?
I feel like it's always like us sub-6. I guess you would say last year have always been like that. But with the seniors, we were able to slow it down, and we were able to run through plays. But now we're always running, and especially during practice, we're just getting the ball up the court. Yeah,
and certainly. And before we stop talking about basketball and we give everyone an opportunity to get to know you a little bit, Miss Tegan, we do want to end on, there was a big game last week at home against Battle, and now it was a big lead going into halftime, but you guys led by 11 prior to what we're about to show you, probably the greatest shot of your career so far. And if you haven't seen it yet, I'm proud to bring you, during this week's Roundball Roundup, this week's Family Eye Care Have to See It to Believe It highlight of the week. So as you can see, obviously an incredible shot, and at the time, put you girls up by 14. It looked like you were good to go, but you only won the game by 2, so it ended up being such an important shot. Talk us through what was going through your mind on that play.
Honestly, nothing. I was just throwing the ball up because time was running out, and I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, I mean, such great reaction time. First you have the deflection. Abby picks it up, makes a nice lob pass over the defender, and literally, my partner touched on it, but literally that ball touches your hands for less than a split second. You catch, you load, and you throw it the length of half court, and you nailed it. Big time basket. As we said, it was a 2-point game when it was all said and done with, so ends up being the game-winning basket, and that's the best shot you've ever had?
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah, certainly. And for those of you that remember and watched last year's show, obviously Tegan was the only player to ever come on during our Player Spotlight segment wearing a tiara, and I wanted to know what happened to it.
It is currently sitting on a dresser somewhere in my house.
Okay, so no tiara. We asked last year, and I know that I kind of came down on you hard when you told everybody your favorite food. I'm going to give you another opportunity. We're hoping it's changed. Tegan, Shockley, what's your favorite food?
I don't know if I can just change it.
Then don't change it.
Okay, it's fried potatoes. Really any form of potato.
Starch, any kind of potatoes. French fries.
Definitely.
Hash browns.
Always.
Baked potato.
Delicious. With chili.
This girl could go all day long with these potato options. Okay, so enough about potatoes. You were talking about how this week during Fifth Hour you guys got to watch a series, your favorite series on TV.
Yes.
Talk about why you like The Office so much.
It's just the classic thing, and they make it seem so natural, and it's just hilarious. I could just watch it all the time.
It is a wonderful show, and for those of you that you saw our interview with Blair, Blair Kurtz, she touched on the fact that you two are so close. So some people do know what your plans are after high school, but for those that don't, what are you going to do next year?
So our plan is to go to Arkansas and room together.
Room together? And what's your tie down there to the Razorbacks?
I didn't really have a tie until my brother Caden went, and so after that, we would go to a couple games and we'd be able to go visit them, and I just really enjoy the campus and the whole atmosphere.
Yeah, the nice thing about it, it's kind of far enough away where you're not at home, but it's not far enough away where you can't come home if you need to.
Yeah.
So any big plans, Miss Shockley, over the Christmas break? What's the family typically do?
We typically have a nice little get together with the immediate family in the morning, and then we go out and have lunch with the big family. And sometimes we do just more things over New Year's Day and play cards and watch movies and stuff like that.
Yeah, can't beat that. Well, Tegan, our time is close to running out. I appreciate you coming on. I am going to send you with a parting gift. This is from our friends at Alternative Remedies. They got you the shaker. You got a $20 gift certificate to Chances Are in there. So take one of your friends over the break, and then some goodies. And then also there is a hour jump pass to Get Air, the indoor trampoline park. Oh my gosh. And I know you're going to eat that up.
I will.
All right, very good. Well, everyone, that's Tegan Shockley, the girls basketball player for Camdenton on this week's first player spotlight. Thanks for joining us, Tegan.
Thank you.
We'll be right back on the Roundball Roundup. Don't go anywhere, because Hunter Glynn is your second player spotlight. You don't want to miss it.
At Lake Regional Sports Medicine, keeping athletes in top condition is not just a job, it's our passion. Our athletic trainers work in the schools to keep student athletes safe and healthy. Our team of board-certified orthopedic surgeons have the expertise to get you over the pain and back in the game. And we offer 5 area locations for physical therapy to help you regain your competitive edge.
Lake Regional Sports Medicine, here for you.
Welcome back, everyone. Now it is my favorite part of today's show, our second player spotlight. My man, cool as the other side of the pillow, Hunter Glynn. Hunter, what's going on, buddy?
How's it going?
Man, it's going good. You guys off to a very, very solid start. 4-3. You get over the hump, get over the 500 mark against Osage. How's the season been so far, man?
I think we had a rough beginning of the season, but it seems like every single game we get way, way better as a team, and I think it's going to be a deadly team down the stretch for sure.
Yeah, you guys really are starting to come into your own. Of course, we knew we were going to get, a lot from Dylan Decker, who scores at will, plays well defensively. Yeah. We didn't know exactly what Isaiah was going to bring to the table after, not playing last year. Boy, I'll tell you got to be impressed what you've seen from Lumley.
Very impressed. He's taken a big step for sure.
Yeah, it definitely has. And then for you, let's talk about you. I mean, I know last year wasn't exactly the year you were, picturing early on, but you busted onto the scene in a big way late in the year, especially in, late in districts and then the district tournament. How was this year preparing for your role different from a season ago?
I think I just had to step into a new role as a star more than just a scorer last year. I have to keep my head on straight during games, lift other guys up, and play good defense on the other end too as well.
Yeah, we were joking after the Osage game, you scored 9 in the game and 7 came in the fourth quarter, and we were joking. Coach O'Quinn, of course, giving you grief and said, oh man, about time, you saved it all for the last quarter. At least you did show up. But as fun as it is to give you a hard time, I mean, I think it's important to know this team is different, and you're not going to score every night. You're not going to come out and score your average 8 to 12. There's going to be nights where you're going to score a basket, and there's going to be nights you're probably going to pour on 20. I think that probably pays well, or will pay well down the stretch for you guys, don't you?
Very well.
I mean, because outside of you, Decker, and Lumley, I kind of feel that we're going to have to see someone really, really step up, and I've been impressed what I've seen from Norton in the early going, and of course, Connor Graves has been good, and then of course, Gallagher has been wonderful. 9 rebounds last night. So, what's it gonna take for this team to be as dynamic as you think they're gonna be?
I think it's going to take toughness and playing with a lot of heart and just finishing out possessions down the stretch, because a lot of our games have been really close so far, and all of our wins we've been able to finish it off down the stretch and get basket after basket. Yeah,
obviously big win the night against Osage Tuesday night. What an opportunity to get to play them in your home court after going there last year, and 48-48, what do you think was going to happen?
Coach wrote up the play for Dylan, and he had me dribble over, and he said, if Dylan's not there, just find a way to get it to him. And I knew he was having a good night, and I knew from the start that he was going to make the shot as long as I got him the ball. And I just threw a pass fake over to Lumley, and it shifted the whole defense. And then I just saw Dylan right there, and I just started walking back right when he turned because I knew it was in.
Yeah, he was on last night, and I want to allude to the fact that it wasn't really there initially. Like you said, you had a ball fake for the defense. I think everybody in the gymnasium, there was no mystery about who was going to take the final shot if he could get the ball. But it appeared the first 6 or 7 seconds of the possession, you couldn't find him. And I think that's a big part of the game-winning shot. The ball fake, you find him down low, the pullback jumper, nails it. So obviously you couldn't say enough about the win because you go into break with a record over 500. And if you lose that game, obviously, the different story going in 3 and 4. So now that we're going to be going down to Springfield, you guys get an opportunity to play in the blue and gold. Is it? I get those two confused. You got the pink and white and the blue and gold. But it's at JHQ Arena. You're getting an opportunity to play a Bolivar team. Talk about that experience.
We're really excited, honestly. Most teams would probably look at Bolivar as defending champions of it last year and say, oh man, that's not good. But right when we heard the news from O'Quinn, we just got really excited, and we really do think that we can pull off an upset.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. So we've covered basketball. Now I want to find out a little bit about my man, Hunter Glynn. I don't know if you guys remember last year when Hunter came on the show, but he had just started dating a young woman, and I was under the impression that you wanted to use this platform to propose to her. I got it wrong, so I'm going to take...
Very wrong.
You're
very
like,
wrong.
Very wrong, just so there's no misunderstandings this year. That's very wrong. And it's still very wrong?
It is very wrong at this moment in time.
That's awesome. But it is funny because that was right as you guys started dating, and here a little over a year later, still together, still going strong.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you, Hunter did handle that very, very well, but he didn't let a lot of people know about it. As a matter of fact, Miss Miller didn't even know until I brought it up the Osage game.
She didn't. She did not know. She thought that I was going to make a prom proposal, and then I never actually told her what he was trying to go for there.
All right, so she just thought a proposal was coming. You guys did get to go to prom together, though. So
we did.
I will take responsibility because something tells me Hunter Glynn never would have had the gusto, if you will, to ask such a beautiful girl to go to prom with him.
Actually, I took a bunch of basketballs and I spelled out prom with him in the gym, and she liked that a lot.
That was solid. That's a good idea. I can't take credit for that.
I got a lot of tricks up these sleeves.
Well, they're loose enough. You should.
They are pretty short.
Solid sweater. I do want to touch on the fact that you clearly got the memo, but does Tegan Shockley not pay attention?
She's too fly for it, I guess.
Too fly for us white guys. We're going to stick with these ugly Christmas sweaters for the holiday season.
I think we wear them pretty well.
I do too. I mean, you probably a little better than me.
Yeah.
But, all right, man, we're getting close to running out of time. But I do want to touch on the fact that it's the Christmas season. And I just want to ask, obviously you come from a great family. What are some of your guys' favorite traditions?
We usually go to Colorado on a snowboarding trip, but with the blue and gold this year, I'm going to stay back because don't want to miss that.
Of course.
But I'm just going to hang out with my grandparents and my dad and hopefully get a blue and gold title as well to top off Christmas break.
Be something. I think you guys got a shot, and obviously you get a chance to play at JQH Arena. Just different playing at a facility like that, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. It's nice. I like playing at big arenas like that with a lot of people watching.
All right, my man. Well, we are out of time. Merry Christmas. Before I send you on your way, I do got a parting gift.
Ooh.
Sweet protein shaker from our friends at Alternative Remedies. And then you got a little gift bag with some vitamins, gift certificate to our friends at Chances Are, and then you got a free jump pass to Get Air
Alrighty.
Trampoline Park. And Coach wanted me to tell you guys, do not use those passes till after the season. That place is injury prone for ankles and knees, so just be careful. Promise me that.
Good present for Miller. How about that?
Solid. All right, man. Keep on keeping on.
You're
the man. Thanks for coming on.
You.
We'll be right back on the Roundball Roundup after this.
Polylift boat lifts.
Your boat is a major investment. Make sure it sits on a Polylift.
When you need a boat lift to raise your boat out of the water, choose the one voted best boat lift at the lake. Choose Polylift. Any size, built with the best quality construction, a lifetime warranty on the tanks, and the service to stand behind it. We don't just build boat lifts, we build Polylifts.
We don't just build boat lifts, we build Polylifts.
The Funky Buffalo Brew House and Trading Company is home to the Roundball Roundup Camdenton Lakers basketball show And it's home to the lake's best coffee, scones, and handcrafted sandwiches. Come see what all the talk is about and enjoy the beautiful, tucked away in the woods setting. While deciding from our irresistible lineup of drinks and treats, you'll also notice some of the most breathtaking art from local artists plastered all over our walls. The Funky Buffalo Brew House and Trading Company, taking pride in being much more than your normal coffee shop.
Welcome to Alternative Remedies Plus, natural remedies for your mind, body, and soul. If your body is out of balance, our Biomeridian Stress Assessment can suggest supplements that can restore harmony physically and mentally using our own collection of herbs and supplements. We also offer an extensive selection of vitamins, herbs, sports nutrition, weight loss, and other supplements. Alternative Remedies Plus. Visit us today in our new location next to the Big Red Barn, just off the square in Camdenton.
Well, guys, that's a wrap for this week's edition of the Roundball Roundup. And Ron, no show next week. We're going to allow everyone to enjoy the Christmas season, New Year, and we'll get right back to it. January 4th, we'll be shooting from Osage, so we won't see you till then. So in the meantime, 2 weeks, go catch some basketball, watch your local teams, and it should be some good basketball, I think.
Really should be. Blue and Gold is always a great tournament, great basketball. Go down there. We always go down and spend the entire week down there watching basketball a week. That's what Christmas is all about.
Certainly. And then don't forget your Osage teams. They have the Tri-County Conference Tournament at Hallsville, so go support your local teams. Thank Ron Dugan, my lovely co-host. Thank the Funky Buffalo, being gracious enough to sponsor us. We appreciate all of our other sponsors. Make sure you go support them. Our Lake Area Basketball Show would not be possible without our local sponsors. We certainly thank you. Ron, Merry Christmas, my man.
Merry Christmas to you, too.
Happy New Year. Appreciate all you do. And from the entire crew and team here at Lake TV, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, and we'll see you at the game.
Lake TV Sports thanks you for watching this edition of Roundball Roundup. Watch for a brand new edition next Thursday at 12:30 on the Lake TV Network.